Welcome to Money in the Air, the music podcast about neighboring rights, the royalties you earn from the public performance of your recordings and the business of music in general. Brought to you by IFR, the International Association for Artists and Rights Holders. I'm Andrew, a royalty consultant helping artists to collect on their value.
Hi, I'm Gina Deacon. I work for Absolute Rights Management and I work with record labels and artists to ensure we claim the royalty income due to them.
I'm Stacey Haber and I'm from Inside Baseball Music Publishing.
Hi, I'm Tanya Oliveira. I work for Transparence Entertainment Group. I focus on World X USA neighbouring rights on the performer side and rights holder side.
Hi, and welcome back to Money in the Air, the Neighbouring Rights podcast brought to you by IFR, the International Association for Artists and Rights Holders. Tonight, we're talking about neighbouring rights in Latin America. Andrew, explain about the different societies there, please.
So there are different societies, specifically in Brazil, that collect on very specific types of neighboring rights. So societies that specialize in audiovisual, but they all pay into a centralized body called ICAD that then determines who gets paid out.
If you're in Brazil, what are the societies that you can register with as a performer or a rights holder?
The performer and rights holder side, Abramus is probably the most well-known one and well used amongst reps. At Transparence, we use Abramus. UBC is very good as well. I believe that's only the performer side though, but both of them can retrieve money for AV, any kind of black box, anything that's been performed on TV shows and films. Generates quite a lot of income in Brazil because it's such a huge population and they love their TV novellas. It can be quite lucrative in Brazil.
And do they pay for everything else? Do they pay for streaming?
No, not streaming. It's kind of like rest of the world, Rome Convention countries, terrestrial broadcast of TV and radio. Mexico is an interesting country because they're very difficult to join directly, but some CMOs have good relationships with them. So AIE in Spain has a very good relationship with the Mexican CMO. So if you want to get money out of Mexico, your best chance is going to AIE because, of course, they speak Spanish and they understand each other's processes. AIE also have good relationships with CMOs in, I believe it's Argentina and Chile. So again, it's quite difficult to join them directly. You kind of hit roadblocks. AIE in Spain are really good intermediary.
We had an artist that came to us who was with PPL worldwide. Claims are in place and so on. And when I was talking to him, which particular countries do you feel that your music has been prolific in? And he mentioned Brazil to us. So of course we decided to go to that territory direct. And before we knew it, the next payment, we'd actually sourced many thousands of pounds for him that had been overlooked. So it's clearly a territory that to take seriously is Brazil. So if you're as a performer, you've had some success in that particular territory, it's really worth investigating and maybe looking into representation direct with that particular society.
They collect on any kind of track that is broadcast, whether it's a local band speaking in Portuguese, singing Portuguese, or international. I mean, there's such huge music lovers in Brazil. And interestingly, with Abramus, what they do is every year they send you a giant spreadsheet. I feel like there's 500,000 rows of data, and it's all of the tracks that received airplay. And that's how you can go in and claim. It's very laborious and time consuming, but it's well worth it. And you can search for your client's repertoire there. They don't give you amounts that are held or that will be released, but they give you a tiered system. So like number one is it's earned the most money. There's a lot there, probably in the tens of thousands, and it goes all the way down to 7, I believe, which is the smaller royalties. UBC does only collect for performers, and yes, Abramus is performer and rights holder. So as Gina was saying, it's worth joining Abramus directly, especially if you own your masters. Like join them twice. You have to join them twice, by the way, kind of like with PPL, as a performer then as a master owner. And they're very easy to deal with. They're very quick and efficient. Yeah, I recommend Abramus.
They're great if you are a main featured artist. If you're a non-featured artist and you're not from Brazil, for example, with Abramus, then you're not eligible. I believe they only pay non-featured artists that are Brazilian.
Thanks for listening, everyone. And guys, thank you for that information. That was terrific. Remember, become a member of IAFR, iafar.co.uk. Go in, hit the join now button and become a member, and then ask us anything you want. info@ifr.co.uk. Thanks for listening.